traveling anywhere can become a little bit difficult, especially if you are a Muslim, and even more so if you look like me. So yeah, you have the pains of travel. But there is a tradition of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, where he says that traveling is a small portion of punishment. Now, what this actually means is, despite the fact that traveling has its challenges, being away from home, flying, and then obviously we have the customs and the TSA and, special agents that are, there to welcome you when you're entering your country. But the most, when it comes to travel, the reason the Prophet says this is because you're away from your loved ones. I have 4 kids, so being away from my 4 kids, being away from the wife, being away from my parents, being away from home, that's why we say that there's no place like home, and home is where the heart is. So besides, some of those things, the travel itself, when we compare the travel to the travel of the Prophet and how they would travel from one city to the other city, we tend to start appreciating the luxury of travel that we have today. But that being said, that is part of the experience. That is part of the journey. Sometimes when we get to the Jeddah airport, they make you wait 4 hours in line before you can get through customs. That's just part of the journey. And that is why when I travel, I tell those with me that when we get to the airport, go with no expectations at all, right? Expect to be there for hours. And that's what happened to us at one time, where we had to wait forever before we were able to get out of the airport. And that's just part of the traveling experience. What most people may not know is that the Holy Mosque in Mecca was actually built by the Prophet Abraham and his son Ishmael. And that a lot of the rituals of the Umrah are rituals that were first performed by the Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him. So when we travel to Umrah, we're able to see a spot where the footstep of Abraham still exists. That was from the time that he built the Holy Mosque, the Kaaba, until today. And it's in like a gold casing. And you see people while they're circumambulating around the Kaaba, that they're going around that gold casing trying to get a look at the footstep of the Prophet Abraham. But when it comes to the rituals of Hajj, majority of the rituals of Hajj are also connected to the life of the Prophet Abraham. Part of the Umrah is running back and forth between 2 mountains. And this is when Hagar ran between the 2 mountains looking for food and water for her son Ishmael. And it's a very symbolic ritual that we perform, that we also run between and we walk between those 2 mountains to remember the experience and challenge that the Prophet Abraham and his family had to endure and experience. And so when I come back and I share my experiences with my non-Muslim friends or within my interfaith network, what I like to talk about usually is the fact that our traditions, especially the Jewish, the Christian and Muslim traditions, are very well connected, that our tradition comes from the Prophet Abraham, and that a lot of our tradition in Islam and tradition, especially when we go perform the Hajj and Umrah, is based off of the teachings and the sacrifices of the Prophet Abraham. So connecting with them through their tradition, connecting with them through maybe their understanding of the Prophet Abraham as well.